Hey everyone. So before we jump into today's math problem, let's take a brief moment to focus on our breath. Gently close your eyes and take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale slowly through your nose. On the next deep inhale through your nose, feel your spine growing tall and lengthening. And slowly exhale through your nose. Breathe in deeply through your nose. And slowly exhale through your nose, feeling that tension release. One last deep inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose as slowly as you can. And gently open your eyes. This multiple choice problem comes from the College Board. It's from section 4 of the SAT test, which does allow calculators. And as you can see, there's a lot of text here in this problem. So instead of my reading it out loud, you will read it on your own and try to do what you can with it. It's okay if you're not sure how to approach it. You can even just take a guess. And then in about a minute or so, we'll have a look at it together. So I'm going to draw the table a little larger so you can see me working in it. And we have left hand and right hand and female and male. And we know that the total for left-handed is 18 and right-handed is 122. So one thing I did was I started by inserting variables. So let's let X stand for the number of left-handed females. And then we know that there are 5 times as many right-handed females, so that's going to be 5x. All right, and let's use Y for the number of left-handed males. And so 9y is going to be the number of right-handed males. Okay, so there are a couple of ways that you could approach this. You could set up a system of equations and say x plus y equals 18. That's the total number of left-handed students. And then you can say 5x plus 9y equals 122. And that second column is the total number of right-handed students. And then you can go ahead and solve the system of equations. After I set that up, I said, that's going to take me a while to do. And recall that in section 4 of the SAT test, you have 38 questions to solve in 55 minutes. That's just over a minute per problem. And this problem has a lot of text, so it probably took me at least 20 seconds just to read it. So I said to myself, I could solve this system of equations, but maybe there's a faster way to do this. And I viewed it as a puzzle. Notice that we have x and y, we have 5x and 9y, and then we have some column totals, and we also have the total number of students, which is 18 plus 122, which is 140. So all we have to do is find the right values of x and y that make all of this true. So that's how I viewed it, as a puzzle. And I said, you know what would happen if we just guessed? So let's try that. So let's try looking at the second row. I see that the largest coefficient is 9y, so that's why I picked working with that second row. And I just said, let's imagine that y is 10. What would happen? And I picked 10 because it's a nice, easy number to work with because it ends in 0. Well, 9y would be 90. What would x be? Well, if y is 10 and x and y equals 18, that means that x would be 8. And then 5x would be 40. So let's look at what our totals are. I have 48 and I have 100. So that gives me 148. How does that compare to 140? Well, that's too big. So then I know that the numbers I picked are not only wrong, but that 10 that I picked for the lower left-hand corner for y is probably a little too big, right? Because 148 is a little bigger than 140, but at least I'm in the right ballpark. So we're just guessing, right? We're just doing trial and error here. And you can see that it doesn't take too long to test the values. Okay, so we saw that y equals 10 was a little too big. So let's bring that down. So I said, let's bring it down to 8. So if y is 8, that means that 9y would be equal to 72. If y is equal to 8 and x and y equal 18, that means that x is equal to 10. And if x is equal to 10, then 5x is equal to 50. You see how I'm just filling in these values? Okay, let's total up the rows. So I have 60 for the first row, and I have 80 for the second row. Together, that gives me 140, which, lo and behold, is the same as 18 plus 122. So I know that those values in those cells is correct. I'm really happy about that. And the question is now asking me, which of the following is closest to the probability that a right-handed student selected in random is female? So this is a probability, and let's create a fraction. We're selecting randomly from right-handed students. So that's 122 in the denominator. And we want to know, of all those right-handed students, if we selected one randomly, what's the probability it would be female? And we know that there are 50 right-handed females. So our probability fraction is 50 over 122. And because this is section 4, it allows a calculator, so you can punch that into your calculator, and you'll see that that's equal to 41%. And what do you know? That's the same thing as answer A, and that choice is the correct answer. I hope you see that these problems can be done completely algebraically. That full-on solution will often take more time than is allotted for each question on the test. And so that's what cued me to the fact that there may be another shortcut, another trick, or another strategy. And in this case, I just did trial and error and just guessed. And you saw that I picked 10 for the value of y at first, and that was off, but I was able to adjust it and quickly see that I was able to guess the correct answers and then eventually get the correct solution to the entire problem. I hope you enjoyed seeing this solution, and I hope that you feel encouraged as well to use your guessing strategies where appropriate, especially to save yourself time if it looks like the solution for a problem is going to take a long time to work through. If you have any questions or any suggestions or requests, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll be notified of new videos as they get posted. I enjoyed working together, and I look forward to seeing you next time.